Hey guys, week 6 for RMI 270. Just wanted to give you a heads up on what we're doing. It's going to look like a lot, but if you look at the actual time, it's not quite that bad. So there's 2 chapters we got to get through. Chapter 10 is the first one, and that's just talking about the basics of an insurance contract. That's the first 5 lectures that we have. Then the next 4 are dealing with the actual homeowner's insurance contract, the first half of it called Section 1. And then we've got problems for Section 1. We'll have problems for Section 2. Those are going to be next week. And then we've got a quiz that goes over that. So I want you to be reading Chapter 10, reading Chapter 20, watching. I guess there's a total of 9 lectures, but a couple of them are only 6 minutes long. So it's not as bad as it seems. Having said that, I did want to push out the deadline. It is a few more lectures than maybe what we're used to. So I made that deadline for the quiz Monday, not Friday. So you have a few extra days to do that. We'll spread it out a little bit more. What I'm really trying to do is make it so that we watch all the lectures in week 6 and week 7, and then you get the whole week in week 8 to take the exam. So really I've got 3 weeks worth of lectures condensed into 2. And I'll keep the quiz dates reasonable there so that I'm not creating a huge gap between the last quiz and the exam, unless you want there to be. That's up to you. If you want to take the exam early in that week, you'd want to have that second quiz done. Getting ahead of myself here. So for this week, you can see what's out over there. We've got this very short intro video just laying this out for Chapter 10, Chapter 20. Chapter 10 is basics of an insurance contract. Chapter 20 is Section 1 of the homeowner's policy. Then we're going to do next week Section 2 of the homeowner's policy and some problems there. And then we have just a little bit of material, just 1 lecture's worth of some additional property liability coverages that belong in here. And then we're ready for our second exam. And that's 2 weeks down the road that it opens. And so you can spread this material out however it makes sense. Like I said, I made that quiz deadline Monday, not Friday, to give you a couple extra days if you need it. The other thing I'm going to do is the next week's material, I'll try to have that earlier available to you as well, so that you can have a little bit more flexibility in how you want to get this stuff done. In terms of total lectures and expectations, it's less than the first unit, but it's more in depth, if that makes sense. We're going to the first unit is pretty broad and not very deep. The second unit is pretty narrow and it goes pretty deep. You'll see that. Anyway, as you're going through, if you have questions, you need help, I've posted the slides, posted the review sheet. I recommend having that review sheet in front of you as you're watching and answering the questions as you go, and pausing the lecture as you go to give you time to take the notes. I think that's the most efficient way to do it. Obviously, whatever works is what I want you to do. But if you don't know where to start, that's what I'd recommend. All right, like normal, if you have questions, let me know. Happy to help wherever I can. Keep up the good work. Thanks, guys.